All right, in this video, we're gonna cover how to cast a spinning reel. This is gonna be for beginners, and we're just gonna cover the mechanics of it. More importantly, we're gonna cover how to cast it the right way so that you're not wasting time and effort. So as far as the mechanics, we'll just start there, is that this spinning reel, it just retrieves line by this bail going around the spool. And when casting, the bail has to be up. The line goes around this bail here, and this has to be up towards your fingers before you cast. So never start your cast from there, always from up here. And to let the line out, all that's required is just open up the bail, line goes out. So if you open the bail and do nothing else, the line just shoots out, you have no control. But how to control it is with your finger as the trigger. This is what really controls the line going out. So we flip the bail, so at this point the finger is the only thing holding it up. As soon as we release the finger, all the line goes out. And it would have kept going, but my leader was up in the guides. But anyhow, yeah, the finger controls it all. That's just the most important thing. And as far as where to grip it is another important thing. There's a snook just sitting right there just taunting me right now. But as far as where to grip it, depends on how big your hand is. Some people, you always want the finger right just barely above where the line is coming over the bail. So for me, I like to have it, I either do it in the middle of my four main fingers here. Otherwise, I'll just have one finger below it. So really just adjust it depending on however your hand size is, and also the size of the reel is a big difference as well. So you always want your finger right above where this bail is, so you can just naturally reach down, hook the line, flip the bail, and now you're ready to actually cast. So this is the most important thing. The finger is what controls the line. The bail is just there to retrieve it. And then again, as soon as you do cast, the other important thing is these reels, almost all of them are made to actually flip it over with the handle. But I recommend not doing that because that will put you at risk of getting wind knots, wind knots are just a pain, and they're really, they happen by having loose line going onto the reel. All right, so the best way to not get wind knots is after you're done with the cast, we'll just pretend we just casted. Instead of reeling down to flip the bail back over, is just reach over with your hand, pull it, and then actually help the line find this area on the spool that controls the line. So do that manually, and that'll significantly decrease the amount of wind knots you get. And then, so once it's there, now you can go on reeling. And as far as which hand to have on the rod, always go with the one that is opposite the reel handle. You don't want to actually switch. That's actually what I do. I learned it the wrong way, and it is not good. So recommend starting out the right way, which is for a reel with the handle on the left-hand side, you need to be holding that rod with your right hand, and you never let go with this. After your cast, you never let go. You don't go for a longer distance like that. You always hold on to the reel, and then obviously with the cast you can do it one-handed. But I'm going to be teaching the two-handed approach because it's more efficient. You can cast further. So we're going to be doing the two-handed approach for casting. All right, so as far as the general cast, this is again just the basics. So we know that the finger controls the line. We open up the bail to let the line out, and now our finger is in complete control. And then as far as the cast, we just have to, at a forward motion, let go of the line at the right time. And this just takes practice. It's obviously do it too soon, and your lure is going to go too high. If you wait too long, it's going too low. So just know that, and just adjust it over time. So here's just the basics. Again, I just let the finger go forward. I held on to the rod, and then now back to the reel. Now, oh, my line's going out from the wind. But now to retrieve line, I'm going to flip the bail open. Before I turn the reel at all, the line is on the spool in the right spot. And now I can retrieve the lure without having to worry about those pesky wind knots. All right, so that was kind of the natural trajectory. Here's what happens if you let go too soon. You're gonna skyball it. So that just went straight up. We got no distance, and we have a ton of slack line out there. So that is obviously not good to go too high. And conversely, if we wait too long, we're just gonna slap it right down the water in front of us. So again, wait too long. We've got the spool open, finger in control. Wait too long, and it's just going to go straight down in the water. So whenever that happens, you'll know that you waited too long, and just release the finger a little bit sooner. And as far as sometimes that does happen, if you put the line in the crease of your finger, make sure not to do that, because if you do put it in the crease of your finger, you lose control over the timing. So always it's real smart to have the line about midway down the finger. So I have the line there, and then I flip it, So right now I just barely move my finger and that's gonna shoot the line out. So one final tip as far as getting max distance is use your hands as a lever. So we're gonna have the top hand obviously on the front, the back hand is on the butt of the rod, and we're gonna use those in tandem. So we just do small movements. We're not having to move our arm way back. We're just literally on the backswing, we just move our front hand up and this one out, and then to cast, we move the hand on the butt in while pushing this one out. And so that's just a tiny little movement that got a ton of rod speed, and that is the way to get the max distance. And obviously practice that, practice your release time, and I think over time you're just gonna get better and better and be able to cast further and further. So that's just the general tips on how to cast these spinning reels. These are very good reels to use. I use these actually most of the time for inshore fishing, very effective, and can be used in a ton of different scenarios. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to our website, saltstrong.com. We have a ton of great information, a very fun weekly email newsletter that you'll love. So go check it out. Can't wait to see you again soon.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live salt strong and wear the line today.